The Atlanta Falcons are back in action this Sunday, and it is another NFC South showdown, this time against the Carolina Panthers. And Falcons fans, this matchup is setting up perfectly for us. Atlanta is coming off a dominant win over the Vikings, and now they're facing a Carolina team that's banged up, struggling, and missing key players. This is the kind of opportunity that the Falcons need to keep building momentum in the division. And in this video, I'm going to break down this matchup against our little brother, the Carolina Panthers. Now, we have to first start with the Falcons defense because they've been flat out different than last year. They are really good. Last season, Atlanta's pass rush was near the bottom in the league. This year, they're already top 5 in sacks, pressure rates, and pass rush win rate. Last week, we all know about last week, but I'm just going to talk about it again because I'm this hype. They racked up 6 sacks on Minnesota, and it wasn't just one guy. James Pearce Jr., Jalon Walker, Ruka Brandon Dorless, Leonard Floyd. The rotation is deep, and they're flying around everywhere. Now, they get the Panthers offensive line that just lost 2 starters, Robert Hunt and Austin Corbett, both going on IR. That's a massive break for Atlanta. Carolina is going to have to try their backups, and those backups are going to have to try to block this group, which is a mismatch all day. I will say one thing, and I don't want to be bragging or anything. The Atlanta Falcons pass rush is about to eat. And I know we got 6 sacks on Minnesota. Can we get 8 sacks on the Carolina Panthers? Now, on the offensive side, it starts with Bijan Robinson. The Panthers have been terrible at covering running backs out of the backfield, one of the worst linebacker coverage grades in the entire league. Bijan, meanwhile, has been Atlanta's leading receiver through 2 weeks with 125 yards already. That's actually insane if you really think about it. He's not just a runner, he's a mismatch weapon. And I think this is going to be super crucial as the Carolina Panthers are probably going to try to stuff the run. We can utilize Bijan Robinson out of the backfield. That creates an instant mismatch. And we saw this in week 1. You get Bijan in space against linebackers, and he's almost impossible to stop. And you add in Tyler Allgeier, you sprinkle in a little Tyler Allgeier, bringing that physical downhill style, and the Falcons' run game can punish Carolina the way that they punished Minnesota last week. I'm not saying they're going to get 200 yards just because Derek Brown is there, but if they sprinkle in Bijan out of the backfield with Tyler Allgeier, it's going to be tough to cover. Now, here's where it gets very interesting. Carolina has been weak in the middle of the field. Linebacker, safeties, coverage, it really hasn't been that good. But so far, Michael Penix Jr. hasn't really had to throw over the middle of the field. This is something that I am watching, and this is something that you all should watch. Can Michael Penix Jr. throw in the middle of the field and complete passes to those receivers in those in-breaking routes? And if the Falcons decide to attack this weakness, it'll show that this offense can adapt and take what this defense or any defense can give them. If they stick to the sidelines and outside throws, then maybe it just seems like that's the comfort zone right now. Either way, Bijan Robinson out of the backfield and play action shots getting set up by the run game is going to test this Carolina Panthers defense. And at the end of the day, we talk about throwing these deep shots, hitting the ball in the middle of the field, those in-cut routes. It comes down to simply physicality. Atlanta, we all know what Atlanta did to Minnesota. They just dominated them. 6 sacks on defense, 200 plus in yards on offense, and it was all done in the trenches. And they're now facing a Panthers team missing starters and struggling to protect their young quarterback. This is a recipe for another statement win. And I've got the Falcons taking a 31-17 win over the Carolina Panthers, moving them to 2-1 and sending a message to the rest of the NFC South that this team is real. Now, I just gave you all the positives. One thing that I am kind of worried about is A.J. Terrell being out, especially with the Carolina Panthers having a true number 1 receiver in Ted McMillan. I'm not going to try to say his name. Tetaroa, That's not right. Ted McMillan. So that is something to watch. Are the Atlanta Falcons going to sit back in coverage? Are they going to press? I know Jeff Ulbrich will have a game plan ready to box Ted up, but we'll see. And that's going to be super important, not only now, but in the future as the Atlanta Falcons hope to get A.J. Terrell back. But a lot of that is unknown and uncertain, especially with a soft tissue hamstring injury. But Falcons fans, what do you think? Does this pass rush dominate again? How many yards do you think Bijan Robinson puts up against Carolina? Drop your predictions down in the comment. And please do me a favor. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications. I'm trying to get right with subscribers, so please help me out. And if you enjoyed this video, check this one out right here. And like always, peace.